found, let him love him, and then he's away. Well, I watched her change her style from a playboy to a child. Her good loving's like new toys, playing house like girls and boys. And that's love calling. There ain't no way that you can fake it. Well, that's love calling. Ain't no way you can escape it. Well, that's love calling. There ain't no way you can get by. Well, that's love calling. You might as well give love a try. There ain't no way you can get. Now she and them, they never last. Running out 'cause she's too fast. Broken homes and empty pockets in her wake. She got a lot of grief, you see. Only cared that she was free, pretending love, but it was a genuine fake. Yeah, well, I watched him change her ways. She was totally amazed how he loved her with such ease, loved her like a summer breeze. And that's love calling. Ain't no way that you can fake it. Well, that's love calling. There ain't no way you can escape it. Well, that's love calling. There ain't no way you can get by. Well, that's love calling. You might as well give love a try. Don't you hear my love calling you? Don't you hear my love calling you? Don't you hear my love calling you? You. Don't you hear my love calling you? Don't you hear my love calling you? Don't you hear my love calling you? You. Now the two of them are one on the third planet from the sun. You know they're happy with what they've got, and they say they've got to lie. And that's love calling. Ain't no way that you can fake it. Yeah, that's love calling. Ain't no way you can escape it. Yeah, that's love calling. Ain't no way you can get by. Yeah, that's love calling. You might as well give love a try.
Jesse James and Frank James, Billy Kid, all the rest. Supposed to be some bad cats out there in the West. But when they dug me and my gangster ways, they hung up the guns and made it to the grave. 'Cause I'm a gangster of love. Yes, 'cause I'm a gangster of love. When I walk down the street, all the chicks that I meet say he's a cool gangster of love. I robbed the beauty contest of the first place winner. Found out in Hollywood with me, eating a big steak dinner. Try to get her to go back to pick up her prize. She stood up and said, "You just don't realize that I'm a gangster of love. Yes, I'm a gangster of love." When I walk in a bar, girls from near and far say he's a gangster of love. Jump in my white horse Cadillac, cross the borderline, rope 65 girls, make them all the same time. Took 25 or 30, put them all on a freight, a reward for me in each and every state. Chef said, "You've man read in a very deep voice." "Yes, sir, brother sheriff, and that's your wife on the back of my horse. 'Cause I'm a gangster of love. Yes, I'm a gangster of love." When I walk down the street, all the girls that I meet say he's a cool gangster of love.
Yeah, yeah. Tommy G. My friends and family said that this could never be, 'cause we're so different, you'll end up leaving me. Yeah. But baby, don't you know that living in the past, a love like ours, we know it's gonna last. Smooth as chocolate. You're warm as the sun. Yeah. I got something for you, baby. It will make you run, yeah. Into my arms, feeling so strong. Make love all night long.
Yo voy a hacerte el amor en la cama, porque tú sabes que tú eres mi dama. Ey, Tennessee es que te junta, tú sabes que tú eres mi princesa. Yeah.
It don't matter if you want it on the low, low. Celebrating 'cause we doing it our way, way. You better tell me how you doing that, no, no. It's still the warm up. Mueble moi te avec comme. Moi pas plein gaspiller ton corps. Baby, tu me comptes tout place pour plein de sun. 'Cause I need your body to love. Smooth as chocolate. You're warm as the sun, yeah. I got something for you, baby.
Growing up in the city, you know the streets like the back of your hand. Making it in the city, doing it the best way you can. Gambling with your life, racing with time. Justify the things you do, you must pay the price. Little boy grows up to become a man. He reflects the things he sees and what he wants to be. City life, living that city life. City life, living that city life. Growing up in the city, gets his education on the back of the bus. Making it in the city, his vision channeled by the challenge he must face. Little girl grows up to become a woman, torn between right and wrong. There's a 50-50 chance. The news is brought to her by the 4/4 beat on her radio. Oh, city life, living that city life. City life, living that city life. Racing with time, justify the things you do, you must pay the price. A little boy grows up to become a man. He reflects the things he sees and what he wants to be. Oh, city life, living that city life. City life, living that city life. Be a star with broken dreams. Oh, city life, living that city life. City life, living that city life. Making it in the city, doing the best you can. Oh, city life, living that city life.
everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Keys Review. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing good, man. How about everybody giving me a hand clap today? Hopefully everything's good. I hope you guys liking the music. We had some music playing. Let me go ahead and put this down the other day. Let's go ahead and turn this up. Turn that one up a little bit. Hopefully you guys liking all the hard work I've been putting in. As you see, I had the intro video there. And yeah, man, I've been really working a lot on the production. We definitely want to start taking the Keys Review in a different direction, you know what I'm saying? And keep on promoting it, keep on doing more, you know, production worthy stuff like the big boys, you know? Like that's what we're trying to be, kind of like the big boys, you know, in a small mom and pop style you know, live stream. So hopefully you guys appreciate it. You know, also like to say my apologies for anybody that got up early to watch the Xbox event. It seemed like we was having a lot of technical difficulties. It seemed like my audio mixer app and my Skype was not agreeing with each other at all. And like me and my friend, we can hear each other, me and David, who was on with me that day in the beginning and stuff like that. So doing the actual press, had to reset the engine. It seemed like everything worked a little bit better. So, you know, with that stuff happening, I just nuked my hard drive this week. I reinstalled Windows and all the apps, which takes hours, but you know, with all the stuff I have, it wasn't that bad considering that, you know, I back up everything. I got the cloud, I have a server, so everything was seamless, and then multiple hard drives, multiple partitions, so I only really had to reinstall Windows and all the apps and make sure everything was working. So, you know, my apologies before we get started here. You know, but otherwise, hopefully all the bugs are all ironed out and everything like that. So for those of you guys that are watching, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I've been working on the mic, so if you hear me okay, go ahead, put in the comments you can hear me pretty good. If you can. So I've been redoing a lot of stuff in the back end this whole week just to make sure everything, or I would say the last couple of days, to make sure everything was working. So hopefully you guys like it. And, you know, we'll start going on to our first topic of the day. So, of course, our first topic is going to be, of course, Microsoft. So, there's been, you know, the Microsoft event, and this was supposed to be, as told by Microsoft, a mic drop. So, the mic drop is, when you say mic drop, it's, you supposed to suspect it. You know, and thank you, by the way, for those guys that said you hear me. So I know all the work I've been doing, redoing everything, is helping. So, yeah. But when Microsoft was saying about the mic drop, and you know, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got excited with it. I'm like, man, they gonna finally come with it. And actually, let me adjust my mic. Look like I moved my monitors over. There we go. So, it was like they finally gonna come with it, you know. And then I watched the event, and I was like, it was okay. You know, it wasn't horrible, don't get me wrong, but it was okay. And then after the live stream, you know, I had to do some stuff, and then I came back and I watched it again, because I always watch my performance and the stuff that I can improve on. Like, you know, I try not to say and a million times, because like I look back at it, it's like, why do I say that so many times? So I've been kind of, you know, paying attention to that a lot more. But anyway, saw it that time, and then I saw it a third time with the 4K stream. And even though I don't have a 4K TV or monitor yet, 4K typically looks a lot better, even on my 1080s, you know, between my TV and my two monitors I have right there. So it's, you know, when they were saying, oh, every game's gonna be like 4K 60 frames per second, you know, it's like, I don't know about that. It's let me go over the games first. So the games that were sold, they sold 21 games. They sold Halo Infinite, State of Decay 3, Forza Motorsports, Everwild, Tell Me Why, which is a game I'm actually kind of interested in. That one looks kind of good. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, The Outer Worlds, Pearl of Gorgon, which is an expansion pack. Excuse me. You don't know why I start burping when I go to live streams. You know, my body's like, let's burp during the live stream, right? Outer Worlds, The Pearl of Gorgon, Grounded, A Vow, As Dusk Falls, well, they didn't even really sell this one, but Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice 2, Psychonauts 2, Destiny 2 expansion, Stalker 2, Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide, Tetris Effect Connect, which everybody's a Tetris fan, right? The Gunk, The Medium, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis expansion pack, Crossfire, and then last to close it, which was very disappointing, which I'm going to be raving about today, is Fable. So now I put up some specs on this one, and I counted all the games. So you know how Xbox, Phil Spencer, who's the head of Microsoft Xbox and all of Microsoft gaming divisions, he said that he don't really believe in not having cross-generational titles, and he don't believe on having just exclusives all the time and everything like that. That really did show, and not in a positive light for Microsoft. I'll tell you why. Because I wrote and I counted here 11 of the games that I just mentioned. So note, I just mentioned 21 games. 11 of them is going to be on the Xbox One. So if you have an Xbox One, if you got the Series X, digital disc and whatever, Series X, or One X, I'm sorry, let me not get those confused. 11 of them is going to be for the Xbox One. 19, and when I mean 19, I mean 19 of those games are going to be available on the PC as well, on a computer. So it's like, when you start thinking about it, why do we have an Xbox Series X coming out? The more I start deep diving after this initial show, and the more I start thinking about it, it's like, why do we have the Xbox Series X? Because if you're going to ask me to spend money for a $500 console, then I kind of want a couple exclusives, nothing personal to nobody, but it would be nice to have a game that you can say, hey, I bought this system for this game right here. And it's like, when you start looking at some of the stuff, it's like, okay, if you look, Halo Infinite, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PC, State of Decay. Actually, I should pull up my notes just so you guys can see some of the stuff I marked for a minute. So let me go ahead and pull it up on my main screen here. Let's hit that right there, and then let's go on. So if you guys look, and actually let me just go all the way full screen with it, huh? Might as well. So let's just go full screen. So if you guys look right here in this section right here, so let me see how about zooming in for you guys. So if you guys look, Xbox Series X, Xbox One PC, State of Decay 3, Xbox Series X PC, Forza Motorsports, Xbox Series X PC, Everout, Xbox Series X PC, Tell Me Why, you got the Xbox One in there, and that's a typo right there, that's the X1. Ori, like, look, you can see all these games, that's going to be on multiple systems. And for somebody that's going to have like a pretty powerful PC, it's almost to the point of saying, why do I have to get an Xbox Series X unless I want to, play it in the living room, which, I mean, you can do the same thing with your PC, like it kind of almost like Microsoft doesn't really care 100% about, the Xbox Series X, which is weird because they've been, touting that, hey, this is the most powerful console that's out. And I have something with that because here's the thing. The biggest thing where they're saying is more powerful, the only real thing, to be honest with you, is the GPU, the graphics processor. So the graphics processor has 15% more graphic processing cores than the PlayStation 5. Here's the thing, guys. The Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, a lot of the architecture is kind of built off the same cloth, cut from the same cloth. Not to say they're 100% the same, but they are cut from the same cloth. It's like, to say you got 15% more cores doesn't mean that it's going to equate to 15% more power. You're probably going to get, who knows, maybe even just 5% more power. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a lot, because you can do all the chest thumping and everything you want, but if you don't even come with the games, which people really is focused on, then we it's almost like it doesn't matter, it really almost doesn't matter. So I think especially after seeing the games, if you guys watch the showcase, a lot of people, if you look online, they're just like getting hammered right now. And before I even talk about that stuff, let's go ahead and play this video right here. So I pulled up Halo over here on YouTube, which is, you know, a top game that everybody likes. And let me change the scenes here. So a little slow going. So here's Halo. So let's play this real quick. Actually, I think I got it muted. Let me see. I got that stream muted. Yeah, let me unmute it and then go back. Okay, here we go, guys.
Am I dead already? I must be. I mean, this is a punishment, right? Yep, this is death. No! No! No, 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 no! This isn't happening. I'm going to have to make an emergency landing. Hold on, Chief. No, you! I can't stand this! Who you are?
Breathe.
No! You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything! We're... Are you even listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
You'll be safe here.
Oh! I'll be safe. Safe? I haven't been safe since I found you. I found you, remember? You were out there on your own, and you'd still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the banished.
You keep saying that. We're outgunned, outnumbered. I know I saw condors over there. I'm going to dig through them and find one with the working sleep space drive. And when you're done with this war, we'll get away from here. Far away.
Wait here.
Oh. Please. Let me see what I can find.
Cannons first. When I get back, we can look. Together.
Okay, big guy.
hunted, defeated by me. I wish I could tell you it was difficult, but it wasn't. We are one step ahead, always. The ring is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well. The Harbinger and the Banished share the same goal. We fight together to honor the will of Atriarchs. But without challenge, I grew weary, lost, alone. Here you now stand. This is my last fight. A true test of legends. Our story will outlive us both. Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bare your fangs! Fight hard! Die
All right, so that's the Halo trailer, and I know a lot of people feelings about it. And basically, from what I know, I got some sound, so this is how everybody was feeling. That's what people was doing basically. And actually, let me see if I can replay that clip. I'll just have it muted. But here's the thing, and I was seeing some people in the comments, especially Kevin. Here's some of the things that they were saying with Halo. So initially, I thought it looked pretty good, especially the beginning when you saw the cutscene. But then when I watched it the second time, I was like, it doesn't look as good as it can. So if you look at the gun doesn't even cast a saddle. So this is what they said from 343 Industries, I believe. Well, let me go back before then. So before then, and first of all, let me start off with this. I am very thankful for any company that's doing anything during this pandemic. I really, really do appreciate everybody trying to put on a show. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out that, regardless of what anybody does, I give them a 10 out of 10 for even trying. But that's where we're going to end. Now, I'm seeing in the comments, people said they're not excited, it doesn't look good. You want to know the reason why it doesn't look good? So, like, going back, they said that Halo will be running at a dynamic 4K 60 frames per second. What does that mean? That means that the game's not always going to run at 4K, guys. Right? Note, Phil Spencer came out, the head of Microsoft, has says that every game that should be running on the game system, that's the most powerful gaming system in the world, the Xbox Series X, should be running at 4K 60. That's not the case with Halo. Halo's going to scale up and down depending on the processing load. You know what I'm saying? If you guys saw when I was typing in the chat a minute ago, when I was saying look at the swords. So the swords you see was all distorted and stuff like that. Now this right here, if you see in the intro, it looks good. So it doesn't look the best game, but it doesn't have to. Like Halo, I don't think Halo's ever been known for its best game, and I won't go too much in trying to get up extra content and stuff like that. But they had said that Halo 5, which is an old game, looks better than Halo Infinite. That's a problem. Not only that, for those of you that knows what games as a service is, Halo Infinite is going to be a game as a service. So what does game as a service means? So for anybody that plays Fortnite, for anybody that plays Warzone, for anybody that plays Destiny, that is what you call a game as a service. And it seems like Microsoft is going more and more into that direction, and I'll start explaining some of that too at the end and why it kind of makes sense. So Halo is supposed to be a 10-year game, meaning that it's going to last. This is going to be pretty much the only Halo in the whole lifespan of the Xbox Series X, the rest of the lifespan from the Xbox One, and currently on the PC. It's going to be a 10-year game. You're going to be doing microtransactions and things like that. So now, if you look at the gameplay right here, you can see them going through the mud and stuff. So you look, it's not really casting shadows where it's supposed to. So you see the shadow set casting off on that thing, and then you have pop in. So if you look, you can kind of see like some of the graphics popping in. As if it's cracking in, I'm sorry a little bit, guys, because I'm doing a stream latency a little bit higher than normal, so it might be popping a little bit for the video. But it's got a little bit of pop in, which is not supposed to happen with this new SSD that they have and things like that. So it's like a lot of things to kind of digest, you know what I'm saying? And then you also have games. So all the games that they were saying didn't look next gen. It wasn't as good as the PlayStation conference. Here's the other thing, guys. The majority, or all the games from what I understand, was not running off of an Xbox Series X. No. One of the biggest reasons why Sony delayed their conference because they wanted every game to be outputted from an actual HDMI output from the PlayStation 5. That is not the case with the game showcase. This is outputted from the PC, which typically doesn't really matter, because if you ever see game conference, most of it's running from PC. Like if you went to an E3 event, most of that stuff's running off of PC. But when you're touting that, hey, we're a lot more powerful than the PlayStation 5, wouldn't it be nice and to sell people on the power of the Xbox Series X? Also, another game, the Medium. Medium's supposed to be a big game for the Xbox, right? So they also touting that one's supposed to be a big game, supposed to be graphically good and stuff like that. That game will only run at 30 frames per second. It will not run at 60 frames per second. They say one of the main reasons because it got 2 worlds, but then to me it's kind of like but you're running the SSD, and you're talking about the velocity architecture where you say, hey, stuff can load just with the blink of an eye before we can even think of it. We don't have barely any loading times. So if you're playing a game like the Medium, if you have 2 different gaming worlds, why does it have to load, both at the same time? Which is kind of, in one case it's a feat, but then in another case, well, you got the SSD, it's supposed to make it easier, which might means that maybe Sony was right going all in with the SSD of the PlayStation 5. They are right by spending all this money and all this time and all this talk just talking about the SSD, because of course we're expecting better graphics and stuff like that, which, to be honest with you, I think that the PlayStation 5 graphics, most of the games look awesome. Not every game. In every game we don't think, it's going to be a graphical showcase, but at least your AAA game. Because if you look like, even right here on these screens, like the guns, you look plain. There's like no saddle, nothing coming off the hands, like no real good graphics. Now, they said it's early and that it's going to get a lot better. But no, this is also supposed to be a launch title, guys. This is supposed to come out day one of Xbox Series X. We're about 3 months, maybe. Let's see. What is this? This is basically August, September, October, November. Yeah, we're about 3 months away from this system launching. Not only that, if you say these games don't look good, here's another thing that's going to let you down. And I think Kevin was mentioning some of this, that it didn't look good. This game is said to have the biggest budget out of any game that's ever been made in history. Not only that, this game has been in development for over 5 years. So if this game's been in development for over 5 years, guys, it's like, can it look a little bit better? Like, I'm not even expecting it to look the absolute best, you know what I'm saying? But could it look just a little bit better, man? Like, that's all we really ask for. Just a little bit better, So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So let me see the comments. Keep on getting kicked out. Not sure what's going on. Try to close out your app. That could be off your phone. Let me check mine real quick, because it looks like, hold on. Let me check, make sure everything's going okay with the stream. It's getting laggy. Let's see. Play now. Give me a minute, guys. Let me look. Can you guys at least hear me? It's going laggy. Give me a minute. I'm in for now. Okay. Yeah, it could be from the, I'm trying to do ultra low latency, you know, so I can see text faster. So let me see if, yeah, because it's saying, YouTube saying I'm good, excellent condition. So, okay. So hopefully it's working for you guys. Just try to, you know, if you have to close out the app, if it's getting laggy, then I'll check it and see, you know, what it could, I might go back to just regular latency, you know, trying out new things. I know a lot of people been trying out that new latency stuff. Okay, let me get my notes back up here. Let me split them so I can see the chat too. Cool. Yeah, I'll probably go back to later, the other latency. My apologies, guys. But yeah, so anyway, going back to it, it's like, you know, your top game that's been in development that has the biggest budget out of any game, and Microsoft, make no mistake, has one of the deepest pockets in the world. You had 5 years to develop the game, and it's like, it still doesn't look as good as maybe The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, stuff like that. So a little bit disappointing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost like, you know, they don't care, you know, but I'll tell you why. Because what I really think that Microsoft's trying to do right now is push the Game Pass. So if you guys know what Game Pass is going to be a monthly subscription. It's to start off about $10 a month and can go up to about $15 a month depending on what you're playing with. And I'll actually got a slide right here I'll go to real quick explaining some of that. So especially if you're wondering about stuff like Game Pass Ultimate, stuff like that, here's the screen for it. So right now they're having a special, but here's your regular Game Pass. So you have, you know, you play your unlimited free games. You have new games added all the time, game studios, exclusive member discounts and deals. So this is one of the reasons why I think they discounted the Xbox Live Gold 12 months, because they're trying to push everybody into the subscription model. How Phil Spencer, you know, talked Satya Nadella, the top guy from Microsoft, into this is crazy. But hey, I think it's, well, it's not really that crazy because I got Microsoft Office Suite and I do pay monthly for that. And I like that subscription model for that, you know. For my games, I don't know. But, you know, these are their subscriptions models so far. You got one for beta, you got one Game Pass Ultimate right there. This is the one where you can play PC games and console games, I guess on the PC. Also in this Ultimate, from what I understand, the xCloud, which is going to be the streaming service to your mobile device, is going to be included in it for no extra charge. But here's the downside. You know, does that mean we're going to get a reduction of quality of games? Because a lot of people, and a lot of Xbox people, was very, very disappointed into this. And there's a lot of memes I didn't have time to put into the live stream, but there's a lot of memes against this stuff, you know? So, real quick, because I know we're already going long right now. Forza Motorsports, I was disappointed. That's all they had. They say it's just gone into development. So that's kind of a bummer. But even still, like, even the that, you know, cinematic trailer didn't look as good as Gran Turismo to me. Oh, going back to Halo real quick, guys. For those of you know that's been hearing me talk about ray tracing and stuff like that, Halo does not has ray tracing. It does not have it. They will release a patch later on after the launch of Halo Infinite to include ray tracing, which is one of the biggest features they've been touting for the Xbox One. So that's another bummer. You're not going to have ray tracing in your top game, the game that you promote the most. You're not going to have it. But going back, yeah, Forza Motorsports, you know, because I love racing games, so I was kind of disappointed in that. Tell Me Why is interesting. It looks like it's got a great storyline to it. It kind of looked graphically pretty good. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't the best, but I like that game. Unveiled looks pretty good. Hellblade, a lot of people was disappointed in Hellblade. They did not show any gameplay whatsoever. They just said, hey, join us in our journey of development. A lot of people was not happy. Psychonauts 2, I actually kind of like how they did Psychonauts personally. There was a lot of people was kind of disappointed in that because it was like, well, they had Jack Black playing in it and stuff like that. I wasn't that mad at it. You know, I kind of like Jack Black got a pretty nice voice. I kind of liked it, me personally. Destiny 2 we know is on every system. It is going to be on Game Pass Ultimate. You know what I'm saying? So $15 a month, you get the game. Of course, that's a multi-platform game, so it's not exclusive. Stalker, they barely sold anything on. Warhammer, they barely sold anything on. Tetris Effect, I love Tetris. I can't knock anybody because like they was like, oh well, this is the best game. Yeah, and yeah, I understand. You buying a new powerful console and you getting Tetris, but hey, Tetris fun. And actually, when I first get the system, those are usually the first games I play. Is the smaller games. You know what I'm saying? Because especially I'm usually tired by the time I get it. I'm usually did a million things that day. I don't want to get into the big blockbusters because I'm playing like The Last of Us. If I'm playing a Death Stranding, I'll play those games for like 5 to 10 hours straight. So like when I first get the system, I might not be like, like wanting to get it initially at first, stuff like that. But hey, I understand it. You also got the Gunk. The Gunk looks nice. The Gunk look nice. Black female lead, which is awesome. Whoever, I don't have who the developer is, but thank you for that. Also, State of the Decay 3, the horror game. That one also got a black female lead. So I want to point that out. Definitely support at least those games. Black females, we really need to push a little bit, man. Females in general. The medium is the game that I just talked about it. And note, the medium is a timed exclusive, meaning that the medium will come to the PlayStation 5, guys. It will not be exclusive to the Xbox Series X and the PC. It will come to the PS5 eventually. Phantasy Star Online extension, Crossfire kind of looks good. I was really hoping they saw Bright Memory Infinite, but that game looked pretty good. I liked it, Now, Fable. Oh my God, Fable. My thoughts on that. So, Fable, is a game where you can be good or evil, you do all this stuff with it. They sold a 20-second clip, and this was the game that they used to close out. Comparing it to Sony, they closed out with Horizon Forbidden West, which was a freaking amazing game. And it was running off the PS5. That's the visuals that we're going to get with the PlayStation 5. We know that for a fact. For Fable, they saw this little fairy going through, flying around, sniffing the flyers, whatever they do, and then the frog goes and gets her with the tongue and eats her, and then goes up to the castle and fade out. Microsoft, I love you, but what was you guys thinking closing the game out with that, man? Considering what Sony sold just a month ago, you had a month, and I'm not trying to say the event was horrible. It wasn't. It had a lot of good moments in it. But it's just like when I start really dissecting everything, it's like, you might as well would have sold State of Decay as your last game at least, Like, Fable's a huge game, and that's all you sold. And this is another game I hear that might be a 10-year game because Microsoft's trying to push the Game Pass. Note, guys, everything that Microsoft's going to be doing is not the Xbox platform no more. They shouldn't even call this the Xbox Games Showcase. They should have called this the Microsoft Game Pass event. They're pushing every single game to go over, and you're going to have the Game Pass. $15, which is cheap. But if cheap is going to give me a lesser experience where I'm not going to really, have the full experience of a game, why do I have to buy a $500 system, man? Like, if you want to push Game Pass, I'm cool with it. But, give me a reason to buy it outside of the Game Pass too, man. Like, I don't know. We'll definitely see what Microsoft does with it, man. Oh, also, I want to know, I got notes. For Game Pass, speaking of the devil, Forza Horizon, Sea of Thieves, and Gears 5 will be on Game Pass, and it should be optimized for the Series X. So you do have that. But yeah, that's pretty much the Xbox. I mean, they have some good stuff. Like I said, I kind of like the way the State of Decay looks. Tell Me Why, I'm very, very interested in that game. Psychonauts, I've never played this first one, but I heard it's a good game. The Gunk, that looks like a crazy game. And Medium, which I'm going to get on PlayStation, so I'm not even worried about that one. So yeah, I mean, it had good moments. It wasn't like their third-party event. It was better, but if I had to give it a rating, looking at it 3 times, I have to say a 6. Like a 6 flat out. It was just okay. And to me, from the number 2 gaming platform in the world, it should have been more like an 8 for me, but 7, 8. And who knows? Maybe we're expecting Microsoft too much from Microsoft. Especially me, I guess, being a PlayStation gamer mostly, I think I'm expecting it like, dude, like when Phil Spencer said he felt good last month after seeing the PlayStation event, I was like, man, he's like, we're gonna see it, like they're gonna bring it. They really, and they was calling it mic drops, guys. They called it a mic drop. It wasn't a mic drop. It was cool. It wasn't horrible, but it was not a mic drop. You know what I'm saying? It was just okay. And the more and more I start thinking, I do start to believe the rumor that most of the first party games are not going to be coming out until 2 or 3 years later, which that's, you know, almost half of the life cycle of the system, which is fine, but, you know, at least give us something more. Halo, honestly, I think they should delay Halo. I'm just being realistic, guys. You got to make it look a little bit better than that. Delay Halo, do it properly, wait a year, come out with it holiday 2021. Get a year more development time under it. Do it right, guys. You know, you got a lot of Halo fans pissed, saying that it does not look good, does not look better than Halo 5. You know, does not look better than the PlayStation 4 games, Xbox 360 games. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So let me see the comments real quick. Is it for PS5 as well? I didn't hear that it was an Xbox exclusive game or a timed exclusive. I'll try to get you guys that information. And I'll probably go over a couple of more things in the news bite coming up this week, but that's pretty much what I have for Microsoft. But yeah, I mean, you know, hopefully Microsoft does a little bit better because competition is good, but I just hope that they don't just try to push, I hope they don't just try to push just the Game Pass, you know, because if they are, it might be some issues, man. You know what I'm saying? So give the gamers what they want. Anywho, let's move on to our next subject. So we got a little bit, we'll go a little bit on Sony, and let me go ahead and switch the slide, and we'll just go ahead. This is really just a graphic, if anything, guys. So just a little background, just so you don't have to just see my face. But PlayStation, I just got this news this morning. Sony's giving out $10 PlayStation credits for the. Let me say that right. PlayStation Network credits for their 10-year anniversary. So that's pretty cool. So I haven't, you know, booted in, and I got a couple of friends looking. They said that they haven't received it yet, but that's pretty cool. I think, you know, just giving $10 just for no reason. I mean, especially during the pandemic. Like and again, this is another move that Sony's just doing that's just killing the game, man. You know, you're attracting more people to the PlayStation. You're keeping the PlayStation in people's minds. You're keeping it in their mouths, you know? So giving me $10 for the PlayStation, that's pretty cool, man. You know? I'm also hearing that Sony for next month, so for those of you that have been following my thing, we know Sony's going to be coming out for a huge August event next month. I'm hearing that Sony... Are you guys ready for this?
What?
Are you guys ready for this news?
What?
Are you guys ready for this news?
Yeah!
Right?
Okay!
Sorry, I wanted to do that. I hope you guys like the sound box. If you guys like those little sound box sounds, put it in the comments. So, you know, I had to put my little John on here.
What? Yeah! Okay!
But anyway, so we could be having a game like SOCOM possibly coming back to the PlayStation 5. Guys, remember, oops, my mic went out for a minute. What went on? And my mic go out. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? My mic went out for a minute. Let me see. Let me try to restart my engine real quick. Give me a quick second here, guys. Okay, let me refresh. All right, you guys hear me? So, anyway, from what we are hearing, that we could be getting a SOCOM or a KILLZONE, guys, and it's going to be a multiplayer game from what I'm hearing. Now, this is a rumor. Don't take it, you know, take it with a grain of salt. This is a rumor. But I'm not going to lie. They've been teasing this game, this big game that Guerrilla Games has been working on for a while. They're also saying Silent Hill is coming out. They might be Sony next month. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing God of War, but honestly, I don't think Sony needs to show all these games. You know, sort off next year. You don't show up everything yet, man, you know? But, yeah, like, if they come out, dude, if Sony brings back SOCOM, guys, you don't know. Here, let me go to full screen just so you guys can fully get my like happiness right now. So, one of the first online games that I have start playing, and let me look at the camera actually, and let me not even look at nothing else. One of the first online games that I was playing has been SOCOM. I love that game. That was the first time I was in a group. That's the first time that we was really start owning stuff, man. It was such a great experience. I was so sad when Zipper Interactive was closed down. Like, I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? If Sony releases SOCOM for the PlayStation, game over. Game over, guys. People was asking about this game too. He was asking, I love me some SOCOM, man. I love some SOCOM. My mom can probably even tell you that, man. I played some SOCOM because it had the headset too, and this was on the PS2. You know, you got the headset on, you can talk to people, even in the single player mode. You can tell your NPCs what to do, and they'll do it. So if you tell them, you know, hey, SOCOM, Bravo team, breach the door, they'll go and breach the door. You know, hey, Bravo team, you know, hold your fire. They won't fire until you tell them to. Hey, Bravo team or Alpha team, you know, take out this guy, and they'll take him out. Guys, I'm trying not to get my hopes up because this is a rumor. I am trying not to get my hopes up, but if they come out with SOCOM, I probably won't even play Call of Duty no more, guys. I'm just being realistic. I probably will not play Call of Duty no more because all my time will be spent playing SOCOM. And you know they're coming out with the multiplayer if they do. God, let's move on to the next subject. Real quick, we have Ghost of Tsushima breaking sales record. I just heard that this morning. I don't have much news about that, but I will try to get some news for you guys on that guy. You know, as the week goes, probably in the news bites or something like that. So, anyway, let me go to the little graphic here. So we'll go right here. We're going to talk real quick about the Bronco. So if you guys know that the Bronco came out last week. Here's the thing with the Bronco. The only knock I give for it, because the Bronco is freaking awesome. The way it looks, the way they did the whole live stream. Well, it wasn't really a live stream, but you know, the way they did the stream. Just, you know, the terrain they used where it looked like it was bouncing up and down like a Bronco. Like, everything's good on it. The only knock that I have with the Bronco, or actually, hold on, I'm sorry, let me go to the chats because I see a lot of chatting, guys. And by the way, I appreciate you guys chatting. It really means a lot. It also helps out the stream. And let me just take the real time. If you guys new to the channel, first of all, thank you for coming to the channel and supporting me. If you can, if you like what you see, you know, like the information we give you, like the Keys review, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button right there, and there's a bell notification over there. So hit those. But let me go ahead and drink some water too, because my voice is getting hoarse. Let me see. Silent Hill, loving this gossip. Yeah, I'm hearing they saying Silent Hill is a real game, and we keep on hearing it from multiple sources, guys. It's got to be real. We just don't know when Sony's going to unveil it. Yeah, it's a legit win down at Counter-Strike. I think they're going to do it based off Warzone's popularity. They might. Warzone's a popular game. I love Warzone. You know, I play Warzone a lot. I haven't played much this week because I've been busy with, you know, redoing a lot of stuff on the Keys review, rebuilding the computer, and, you know, doing stuff for my client. But, hey, you know, dude, if they come out with SOCOM, bro, like, yeah, please come out with SOCOM, please. But anyway, going back to the Bronco. So my only knock against the Bronco is that for the manual transmission, they only have it in a 2.3 liter instead of the 2.7 liter. And a lot of people would rather have it in 2.7 liter, which I agree. They should have it on their more powerful platform. So I don't know why they do this, but I don't know what you guys think. You know, would you rather have the manual edition? Because the cool thing I like about the manual edition is that they have that crawler gear. So you have technically 8 gears. So you got reverse, crawler, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you know. So it's like, you know, just having the manual option, especially in a day and age where we're almost just purely automatic, because automatic is a lot, let's face it, automatic's a lot better than manual. But Manuals are for spirited drivers, you know. And even though my car, I have a 2014 Volkswagen Jetta, it's not a manual, but it does have what's called Tiptronic mode, where I can still kind of shift through the gears. It's, you know, clutchless, but I can still shift through the gears. And I don't use the regular automatic mode at all. You know, I always use Tiptronic. It's just the feeling of having more control over your vehicle, you know. So, oh, look at that graphic. I like the way that, dude. I don't know who did the Bronco showcase and who directed that whole marketing stuff, but dude, they should have did that for the F-150, man. This thing looked awesome, like the way they did it, but it just makes you want to buy one. But yeah, so I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Maybe put it in the chat. How do you guys feel about, you know, the manual only be on a 2.3 instead of the more powerful 2.7 liter, you know, the more powerful trim? Oh, look at that light blue, man. Almost like a turquoise, man. Dude, that Bronco is gonna sell, bro. This is almost making me want to buy it. I need to get some more income. Need a garage just for my car. It's a big garage. So, you know, how you guys feel about that? You know, how do you guys feel about the Bronco? Put it in the comments. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next subject. You know, I think I'll leave it right here. So we'll leave this up. And we explained this in a minute, but I'm going to get to something before that. So we're going over to some Intel news. So Intel is the chip manufacturing company. So even if you don't know much about Intel, you know, it's basically everybody using it, especially if you got a computer or laptop. The majority of the chips out there is probably going to be an Intel chip. They're holding off their 7 nanometer process. So what does that mean for those of you that's, you know, not really technically inclined? So when you start hearing about the process as far as manufacturing for chip manufacturers, how big or small the chip's going to be. So right now, Intel's still on 14 nanometer. AMD has been very, very successful on 7 nanometer. They came out with the chiplet design, and the chiplet design is amazing. Though I do have to mention those AMD chips, the cores is 7 nanometers, but the IO is not. And that's the size of the chip. So how big the chip's going to be. The smaller size you can get, the more performance you can get, and the smaller the chip's going to be with less power draw. So I'm hearing that the Rocket Lake chips is going to come out. It's pretty much going to be their last 14 nanometer product, because they're discontinuing 14 nanometer, moving on fully into 10. And those are going to be coming out pretty soon, actually, which they've been touting some events with it. I'll get to a little bit, but you know, they're going to be coming out, you know, or they're going to be delaying the 7 nanometer process. I don't think that's a huge problem, considering that they're moving on to 10 this year, next year, and to try to do a 7 nanometer that quick before your 10 nanometer takes off. And I know they're really trying to push, but you have to make sure it's right. You know what I'm saying? You have to do it, you know, make sure it's good. So, you know, to delay the 7 nanometer to 2022 or 2023, I don't think that's that huge of a deal, you know, because they're like, oh, well, you know, AMD's going to be at, you know, 5 nanometer, which is fine, because you can get more performance. But Intel is known to optimize performance, you know, regardless of their process. Do they have to get off of 14 nanometer? Yes, I really agree with that. If you're looking at AMD has been kicking some booty, you know what I'm saying? So, it'll be nice to see, you know, Intel get fully involved at least 10 nanometers. I think that's going to be good enough for now, especially because they're coming out with what I have on the slide right here, which is their Xe graphics card. Now, Intel is one of the biggest GPU or graphics card manufacturers in the world. A lot of people don't know that, but they are. But it's not like it's a performance GPU. So their GPUs usually, as part of an MCM, a multi-chip module, or aka APU, you know, which includes both the graphics card and the CPU on board with each other. So they make a lot of chips where the graphics card's in there, right? But Xe, since they got, you know, the new people in their office, like Raja Kaduri, who's heading all this stuff, they're going to be coming out with a graphics processor, and they are trying to push for 7 nanometers because of that. But, you know, I think for now they're going to stick with 10, which I don't think it's a problem. You know, make sure it's right first. I'm also hearing that Intel could be looking at different foundries to start making some of these chips too. Intel, you know, so when I say foundries, that means their manufacturing plants. Intel owns their own manufacturing plants. They do a little bit of third party, development, but not much. Most of their stuff is in house. AMD is and Nvidia is what you call a fabless, tech company, a fabless manufacturer. So what they do, they design the chips, but they do not have the manufacturing plants to actually make them. They go to the chip companies like Global Foundries, or they go to TMSE to make the chips and stuff like that. So less overhead for them, basically. But Intel's such a big company and their pockets deep, they making everything in house, and it takes Intel is such a big ship, and it's even way like 3 times bigger, honestly, than AMD. They're such a big company. It's a lot harder to try to just change stuff. It's going to take a couple of more years for them to get hold of it. But I don't have any doubts about anything that they're going to do. But moving on, since we have this graphics, the Xe, which, their graphics processor. So we're hearing news that it's going to be unveiled in 20 days. I'm very, very, very excited for it because I just upgraded to an AMD graphics processor, and I've been highly looking at the Intel stuff because I'm hearing from these secret benchmarks that's been rumored that Intel is going to be on the same performance as AMD and Nvidia. So if that holds to be true, especially the powerhouse that Nvidia is right now, that's going to become real interesting. And then you're going to have a third player in the main race for GPU dominancy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And of course, they got their big show on September the 2nd, which I think they're going to be showing off the Tiger Lake chips, honestly, which is going to include Xe inside those chips. So the cool thing is, so like say if you guys want to get like something for productivity, you want to get a slim notebook, it don't want to be so thick, that's going to benefit you to have Xe with Tiger Lake with it together, because your laptop's going to be thin, it's going to be very power efficient, it's going to be built on a 10 nanometer process, and it's going to have a lot of battery life. It's going to be very good with battery life. So definitely look out for some of that stuff. I know that was a little bit technical and stuff like that, but hey, this is a tech site, tech review, guys. So we going to be moving on, and we're going to show you a video. So for those of you, this is my cell phone. So, well, not my cell phone, but if you guys been knowing, I've been talking about the OnePlus Nord that I've been hearing about so much. So we'll go ahead and play a little video on that real quick. Oh, let me turn on the sound first, huh? It'll help if you have a little bit of sound. I love the music, by the way.
Don't think about it, just make it louder.
Make it pop, make it pop. Give it what you got. Make it pop. Don't think about it, just you got it, so simple. Wanna like give me a little. Try to meet me in the middle. With crystal, make it pop, make it pop. Give it what you got. Make it pop. Make it pop, make it pop. Give it what you got. Make it pop. What you got now?
think about it, just make it louder.
Make it pop, make it pop. Give it what you got. Make it pop, make it pop.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. That is what I'm talking about. Actually, let me go back to the slide screen right here, because I got some graphics right there. So yeah. So here's some of the pictures of the Nord. This is official pictures. It's been unveiled last week on Tuesday, I believe it was. They didn't really do a live stream. They did like a VR event, which I haven't seen yet. But guys, this phone looks pretty awesome. Now note, this phone is at a great price, guys. This phone is under $500. So for all you guys that's been buying like the big smartphones like Apple, Samsung, stuff like that, paying $1,000 like I have, like This phone, like, it looks so nice, man. It's got 3 cameras on it. So some of the specs, and I have a screen with the specs coming up, but this thing's got 3 cameras, two of the lenses, one on the front, one on the back, uses a Sony sensor. You guys know what, Sony makes cameras and stuff like that. Some of the best sensors that you can get, basically. They have a modified Android 10 OS skin called Oxygen OS, which is done by, what's that company name? I can't think about it right now. Cyanogen. I used to have a Cyanogen on my old Thunderbolt. Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G 5G, so it's going to have 5G capabilities, pretty stout CPU. The GPU is going to be a Adreno 620, 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM, 128 or 256 gigabytes of storage, and a 4115 milliamp hour battery life. It does have a good charging, so warp charging 3.0, which it says to charge fast. The only thing is, it's not going to have the one I like, which is wireless charging, where you can just put your phone on top of the charger. So we don't have that, unfortunately. But, to get that $500 price point, they had to sacrifice some stuff. They also had to not do the IP rating, where, like, say if your phone gets, if you actually drop into the bathtub or the sink for some reason, it will help it not damage. But they said they've been testing it, so it still work pretty good for that. So, but $500 price point, guys. Here's the specs right here. Got a pretty big screen, 6.44 inch. A little bit more than 1080p. 90 hertz refresh rate, which is pretty much the standard nowadays. It's gonna be good. Gorilla Glass, so protects against scratches and stuff like that. I told you about the processor OS and stuff like that. Sony sensors, so you can see all the sensors right there. It's gonna have Bluetooth 5.1 on it, LTE. It's gonna be 5G, NFC, GPS. It's gonna have USB 2.0. Which sucks, but they had to get it for a good price point. But it does have a Type-C connection, so it does have the newer connection, which is good. Dual nano slim slot. So the cool thing is, if you get 2 numbers from your companies, or you have different carriers, you get 1 SIM for your primary phone and 1 for your business phone, or vice versa, or whatever like that. And inside the box, I'm actually kind of surprised what they was coming with inside the box, which is going to be, of course, the phone the screen protector, which is interesting. A lot of phones don't come with screen protectors. Warp charger. Warp Type-C cable, quick sky, letters, blah, blah, blah. Phone case. I wonder what kind of phone case it comes with. SIM tray ejector and the value card. So, dude, for $500, this is a deal. Here's the downside about this phone, guys. It's not coming out to the United States of America. Well, at least not initially. But it's not going to be available to the United States of America. It's going to be available in India, which is probably their biggest market. India is huge on OnePlus phones. I'm here in China, Netherlands, stuff like that. That being said, they are holding a case study to see if people can test phones out here in the United States. So eventually they're wanting to come out with this phone over here. They're just trying to test it out. You have to sign up for it. So if you want to sign up for it, you can go to their site. I'm going to try to sign up, and try to test out this phone, because it would be nice, because I want to kind of do these things, get the products before everybody else gets them, and start testing them and give my opinions and try to help people understand and review the phone, basically. I'm going to try to get this phone, and I'm going to sign up for it and see what's the requirements for it, requisitions. So that's the Nord. I mean, that's going to be your pretty good phone, guys, So going on, they also got some more Nord stuff. And then we'll go ahead and play this slide.
Hey, what's up?
I'm just chilling at home.
That was awesome. So as you guys can see, you have the Buds. So OnePlus, and dude, this y'all guys gonna like this, man. You guys gonna like this. Let me go over to the next slide where I got the some of the specs so you guys can look at it while I'm talking. These things are gonna be pretty amazing. So the earbuds alone is gonna have about 7 hours of talk time on them. Just the earbuds, both the earbuds itself. 7 hours of music, 4 hours of talk time. If you add the case, so the case actually has a battery inside of it. So if you guys know the Apple Buds and stuff like that, they have a little case which works as a charger. This one does too. That extends it to a total of 30 hours. So you got 7 hours of talk time, total talk time when it's fully charged on the Buds, and then you have about another 23 hours, charging onto the portable carrying case, which is awesome. So when you're not looking, listen to your music, you put them in the case, it charges your earbuds. It can work up to 10 meters, which is about 30 feet. The time it takes to charge, this is cool. I like this part right here because this is, again, using the warp charging. It's not wireless charging, which I wish it was, but you guys, I didn't put the price on here for a reason because I'm going to announce the price. It's 80 minutes to charge it fully from, pretty much dead to full. Fast charging, 10 minutes for 10 hours. So that's with the box and earbuds. So about 2 hours, I think, of that is going to be listening time. And then you charge 10 minutes for 2 hours. So that will give you about a good hour on the earbuds for listening and stuff like that. So pretty good charging on it. The cool thing is the price, guys. I'm hearing they're going to release, I think it's on their website actually now. This is going to cost $80. $80, guys, and I believe this is also confirmed for the US. So that's gonna be pretty cool, man. Like that gets you, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so happy for that. So happy for that. Now I'm not an earbuds guy, but this is pretty cool for people that love earbuds. To get a total of 30 hours is gonna be amazing. That's gonna be really cool, man. So. Hey, we'll see, man. These Buds, maybe I'll see if we can test them out. Maybe I'll, if they'll let me approve it out, listen to them, maybe even give it to my sister so she can test them out, maybe, Let me read some of the comments. Bronco, the beast is back. Yeah, the Bronco, man. I'm liking that Bronco. I just think that they're making a slight mistake by not putting that manual transmission on the 2.7. Put on a more powerful engine. But we'll see. Ford can change their mind and be like, hey, 2022, we'll do it, So, and of course, you guys, I always tell people, go to the companies, on their social media and tell them, hey, this is what we want. Trust me, guys, these companies want your money. And if enough people demand it, they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like just complaining. A lot of people, like when I talk to people complaining to me, oh, this and then the other. But it's like, just tell the companies, like, dude, I cannot tell you, especially me, doing auto tech stuff, how many times I Facebook message a company and they will even get back to you, like your feedback's important because trust me, they want to make as much money as they can. And if they see a need that people's asking for, they're going to at minimum consider it, But yeah, anyway, these Buds, $80, great price. I'm hearing it sounds good too. And this should be in the U.S., guys. And like I said, the Nord probably going to eventually come to the U.S. So, I'll be following that story and stuff like that. But $500 with the phone that comes out with basically like top-end premium phone-like features is pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, we are at our last subject. What time we got? So, okay, yeah, we're going slight over. But, hey, I think the Keys review is just going to start going a little bit over an hour nowadays. We got so much that I'll be trying to do now. So let's go over to our last slide. So this is more of kind of like sustainability. I didn't watch this whole video yet, so I'm gonna be watching it for the first time with you guys. So this is I'm gonna probably be talking about this stuff more with different companies because Microsoft is not the first company to say that they're gonna be zero carbon, but it's amazing to get all of these technologies and stuff. Actually, before I see the chats going on, let me read. Before I go into that, Bronco looks super dope. Yes, the Bronco does look super dope. I'm excited for the PlayStation 5 event, waiting for the PS5. Hey, I'm gonna tell you about the PS5 event, guys. They're probably gonna unveil the price. I'm just being straight up. We're gonna see probably the back of the system. We're gonna see the UI, and we're gonna get a pre-order date. I believe in August. They're gonna showcase all that, and I'm hoping they got SOCOM. That's the only game they got to show. I'm just being realistic. That's the only game they got to show. You know what I'm saying? So that's all they got to say. What? So I'm liking that soundbox, guys. You guys like the soundbox? Anybody like those soundbox sounds? So anyway, yeah, PS5. I mean, for $500 seems like a pretty good phone. This by Jania White, by the way. I mean, for $500 seems like a pretty good phone, but it would have been nice to have wireless charging. Yeah, but you know, to try to make a profit and add all this stuff in, even though like a lot of stuff is only like $10 here, $5 there, you know, you're talking about thousands of components in this phone too. So, you know, to release at that price point, they might have to cut a little bit, stuff like that. And you never know if they come out with another version, it could have wireless charging, you know, because what I'm hearing from, you know, one of the phones I'm looking into, and I might go over a little bit deeper into this pretty soon, because I'm hearing, I'll just throw this out here because I didn't put this in the event, you know, trying to keep it somewhat reasonable for the time, that the Microsoft Surface Duo, so the phone that I'm looking at to get, doesn't have wireless charging from what I'm hearing. So, which will be a bummer for me because I love, especially when I'm going to sleep, just to put my phone in, not plug in, stuff like that. So we'll see. I figured they were going to make it here, shaking my head. It could make it here. I'm not saying it won't. They are testing. They want to test in the U.S. I'm going to try to see and sign up for it later on today, tomorrow, for the, you know, see if I can get it for test. And I'll be like, hey, I started a new tech review, you know, black business, support black business. Trying to get the phone. But anyway, I'll figure that out. I love the earbuds in the blue color. Cool, $80, man. Yeah. It's going to be in like 4 or 5 colors, I think. And at that price point, yeah, that's going to be good. If it's better than Apple, the Apple's going to have some good competition on their hands. And I'm going to say this, guys. I think OnePlus has the ability to be a top 3 phone manufacturer pretty soon, sooner than what we think. They just really got to break into the U.S. market. You know, once they do that, I think they can even possibly beat Samsung and Apple at their own game, honestly. Like, and for a cheaper price. We'll see, you know. There's a lot of unknown questions. They got to get bigger in the U.S. market. The U.S. market pretty much dictates a lot of the stuff for technology. So we'll see, you know. But anyway, going back to our last subject, Microsoft Zero Carbon. I haven't watched this video all the way through. I watched it like partially through, like halfway through. But they're talking about sustainability. So I'm a big proponent of trying to recycle as much as possible, making sure that we're not throwing waste just wherever and whenever. We really do have to make a future that's better for our sons, our daughters, nieces, our nephews, cousins, you know, our future family members. It's not just about us, and it's about sustaining the world and making everything healthier, making the breathability of the air better, not having trash in the ocean so we can enjoy nice clean oceans and stuff like that. So, you know, to see stuff like this, I'm going to be, you know, promoting a little bit other companies too, but basically sustaining and having sustainability and not using, you know, a whole bunch of gasoline and, you know, non-renewable energies and stuff like that. You know, just making the earth cleaner, you know, and easier to live in, you know. So here's, you know, let's go ahead and play the video.
Well, we're now in downtown Seattle at the Seattle Aquarium, as you can see from a few of my friends here, these otters. The Seattle Aquarium is one of the largest aquariums in the country, and it has a great and compelling mission. It's to inspire the conservation of our marine environment. I think that's a mission that speaks to some important work that we're doing as a company and a community. But before I dive into that, let me show you some other spectacular views that I think really frame all of this really well. So come with me. Well, now you see behind me Puget Sound. It's one of the great sights in this region. It's where the waters of the Pacific meet the mountains of North America. It's an estuary more than 900 feet deep, dug by the last glacier that left this region 17,000 years ago. And as you can see when you look around, I think you get a glimpse of why it's pretty easy for the people who work at Microsoft in this part of the world to get so excited about what we need to do when it comes to environmental sustainability. As you know, in January, Satya, Amy Hood, and I, together with Lucas Joppa, our Chief Environmental Officer, came together and we laid out a 4-part approach focused on carbon, water, waste, and biodiversity. Now, we said in January that we'll be carbon negative as a company by the year 2030. That means we'll be removing more carbon than we emit from the environment by the end of this decade. Well, across Microsoft and with our partners, people have been hard at work. So there's a number of concrete steps we're launching this week. It starts with a new coalition that is bringing together leading companies who are prepared to take leading steps to really reduce their emissions, to work together and ultimately innovate and share best practices. That's then coupled with a new technology step, because this week we're announcing the private preview of the Microsoft Sustainability Calculator. It's based on dynamics, and it will enable our customers and partners to measure the scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions from all of their IT usage. To become carbon negative by 2030, we have to be focused on reducing our own emissions. It starts with the reduction of our own scope 1 and 2 emissions. These are our own diesel or electricity emissions, and specifically what we're saying this week is that all of our data centers around the world will be diesel-free by the year 2030. The even bigger step that we're launching this month is the first concrete things that we are needing to do to reduce our scope 3 emissions. Because as we said in January, we need to reduce those by more than half by the end of this decade. So the first of this month, the first day of the fiscal year, our new internal carbon tax to tax every part of Microsoft on scope 3 emissions took effect. As part of that, what we are now doing is rolling out for our supply chain a new set of sustainability reporting requirements. Specifically, what this will do is require our suppliers to report in a consistent way their scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions. But to be carbon negative, we need to do more than that. We need to remove carbon from the environment. During the next 12 months, Microsoft will take concrete steps to remove 1 million metric tons from the environment. We just issued an RFP to source the supply that we need to start to remove all of that carbon, and we're announcing the first investment out of the $1 billion Carbon Innovation Fund that Amy Hood shared with everyone back in January. We've recognized that we need to think about and address environmental equity as a broader issue. Because when you think about it, these carbon and environmental issues don't affect everybody in the same way. In the global South, there's a tension with real development needs for those economies. Even in industrial countries, there are different needs for rural communities that are, say, transitioning off of coal, or communities of color in urban cities in the United States. The data shows, for example, that African American and Black individuals are exposed to 50% more hazardous pollution in the United States than the white citizens of this country. To address that, we're announcing this week a new partnership with Sol Systems. With this company, we will be investing in the creation of 500 megawatts of solar energy that will be delivered to under-resourced communities, and which will prioritize, as we purchase this energy, businesses that are owned by women and minorities. You put all of this together, and I think it speaks to two really important things. The first is our commitment to take the principles and the goals that we announced in January and turn it into action in July. And thank you to everybody across Microsoft and the partner community that have come together for months of hard work to get us to this point. There's a second aspect of all of these steps that I think have a bigger meaning still. It's what all of this means to our mission, as a company and as a community. Think about the big mission that Satya created in the year 2014. A big mission that built on the already big mission created by Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer. It's a mission that pledges all of us as employees and as partners to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. One of the things we've all learned is that you can't empower everyone around the world if we can't do what it takes together to save the world.
Okay. That was a pretty good video, actually. Yeah, he pretty much said it all, man. I love tech, guys. As you see, you know, for this particular production, I got a lot of stuff. Got the microphone, you know, I make some of the sounds, you know, on my keyboards here. I got, you know, a lot of stuff. I got 2 tablets running at the same time right now, stuff like that. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, it takes to make this stuff. But a lot of the stuff that's been going out is very hazardous. And one thing, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't care, this and that and the other, but we should definitely care about preserving our planet. You know, we all live here together, and even after we pass, our offspring is still going to be here. You know, I got a few nieces and nephews. You know, one of them 3 years old, and he's got such a bright future. And I think it's very, very important for all of us to start, you know, trying not to throw like plastics out in just the trash, you know, and doing that stuff. A lot of these companies, so you saw a whole bunch of companies in one of those slides. Microsoft, Nike, Starbucks, they're leading this whole thing, you know, with you know, reducing our carbon output and reducing a whole bunch of waste. You know, I know Apple's doing it too. Apple wasn't up there; they're doing their own thing, but Apple's doing a lot of it too. It's very, very important to start sustaining a lot of this stuff. I can't say how important it is. It really is, you know, because I want to continue to enjoy electronics and stuff like that, but we can't enjoy it if we can't breathe air. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, please, if you guys can, try to recycle it as much as possible, guys. You know, try to do as much as you can to, you know, to help preserve the planet. You know, it's very, very important. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's cool to be in such a great time for technology, and it's such a great time where we can do all this stuff, you know, and then still reduce our carbon footprint and everything like that. So it's a really, really good time. I'm really, really excited to see what happens, you know, and, you know, just try to, you know, be nice to your neighbors, guys, in that respect too. You know, don't throw your trash on the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? Don't just throw stuff on the ground, you know? Like, if you got a water bottle that you're going to waste water, you know, instead of throwing it in the trash, if it's got water, and they put it in for the plants. I do that, you know, when I have like water bottles still in my car that's been in there a couple of days, that's, you know, you shouldn't drink for obvious reasons, you know, open it up and, you know, put it for the plants, man, you know, let the plants drink it, you know. So I think sustainability is huge, you know, reduce our carbon footprint, you know, reducing the waste, you know, and then the cool thing is they got lots of technologies, maybe I'll go over that one day, where they can break down these equipment and all this waste and stuff like that and make it to a new product. You know, your you know, next your cell phone, your smartphone could be a part of a toaster one day, you know, so that we can make waffles on and everything like that. So, you know, if you guys can, I would definitely encourage everybody to try not to be as, you know, wasteful and everything like that, and try to at least, you know, we try to recycle as much as possible, guys, you know, and, you know, let's try to reduce our waste output. So let me see, is there anything new in the stream? I don't think so. Look like we all good. This was a long show, but hey, man, we're doing it big here on the Keys Review. And see, we got some music playing again. We have our intro video, man. This thing's kicking off, guys. I'm real excited. So, you know, if you guys really like it, you want to support me, especially if you're a new user, you like what you see, go ahead down at the corner. You got the like button. Hit that. Also hit the subscribe button right there. That would help me out a lot. We're at 40 people right now, guys, on the Keys Review on YouTube right now. We're at 98 people on my Facebook. So 98 people on the Facebook. 40 people on YouTube. That's amazing. I want to try to get to 50. Can we get to 50 by next week, guys? You know, spread the word if you can, if you feel like my channel's good. I'm really trying to get to 100. 100 is the street mark where I get a lot more features. I get a simplified URL where you can just go to youtube.com/thekeysreview. So we're really trying to do a lot. I've been working hard, you know, a lot with the productions and the graphics and stuff like that. So, you know, if you guys want to, make sure, like I said, hit the like button. Go to I got Twitter, hit my Twitter. Like, you know, follow me on Twitter, follow me on the Facebook at the Keys Review. Also, if you want to give me some tips, you know, if you really want to support me, I do have a Patreon I opened up about a week or so ago. you can either do like the little tip jar thing, which is like a couple of bucks, or if you want to do like kind of like a monthly thing, I have 2 subscriptions where we're gonna be unlocking new stuff. I'm working on some videos right now exclusively for the Patreon members, and I'm basically calling you guys techies. So you're gonna be techies. I'm also working on giving you guys some swag with part of those subscriptions and stuff like that. So we got a lot of movable pieces. You actually see right here coming up on the comments, or actually right there I should say, some of the sites right there you can join up on. So yeah, guys, this has been fun. A couple of glitches here and there. I'll check them out. I think it's from just the ultra latency thing. So I'll just put it back to the fast latency for now until we can figure out those bugs. But good. So thank you for everybody interacting in the chat. Again, thank you. Be nice to your neighbors. Be safe out there, guys. We're still dealing with the pandemic. Help your neighbors out if you can, guys. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's in need, go ahead and help your neighbors out. So that's it for me, guys. I'm hungry. And I'm gonna go spend a little bit of time with my family. So yeah, make sure you wear your mask, guys. Make sure you wear your mask, gloves, sanitizers, the right sanitizers. A lot of stuff with the sanitizers right now. So anyway, we're gonna let the music roll, the credit roll rolls a little bit. I'll see you guys later. This is Keith's review. Peace.
just